I'm too old for this summer. You should call him Pyth.
Pyth, dude.
He's back in the lineup, obviously. This is not, in America, so he made it from further up in Sweden, down south, which is good news. Dignitas, they're going to be starting on the terrorist side, and they are already moving really rapidly into the B-bomb side here. This is going to be a bit tricky, but up on the high ground, Exist is there with the USPS, looking for a bit of a snipe with that pistol, but not really making it work. Rubino going to take down one. Pyth with a good kill, gets a second one on Rubino. Conflict's already dead as well, so a very, very good cleanup there in Sewer. Now, they just need the retake.
Now they actually have a fighting chance. Exist has still got utility as well. He still has that flash, so we'll wait and see when he decides to use it. If it's going to facilitate anything as MSL catches the headshot on Freiburg. He spots the push coming up short as well. He's going to communicate that to his mates. And in the meantime, Exist gets picked off of upper. Somehow NiP, they're losing control of this situation. MSL and Kjærby will get the last 2 kills, but a double kill for MSL to start things off here in the pistol.
See Tensky getting excited there. This is a really sort of a hard-working team, aren't they? I mean, I feel like Dignitas are sort of, they're almost always left out of all talks we have of like good teams because they only really make it close. They're like the European CLG at this point. I feel like they're very good, but they just need they need to make it over the sort of the final point there. They need to make it through, right?
It's like every team gets down on itself, right? Or on themselves, right, when they lose. It always seems to me like Dignitas, they just instantly are like, okay, time to get back to work, right? We didn't pull through here. Now we know what we need to fix.
Yeah.
Time to get back onto the server. MSL has spoken a lot about it in the past. How he feels like this team is one of the hardest working teams that he's been with to date. That everybody's willing to put the time in, learn the smokes, learn the flashes, the drudgery, right? The hard work basically that gets you those map wins. It feels like MSL at least is happy with how his team goes about it. So, I mean, we'll see if they can actually pull it off here versus NiP.
I'll follow up on that point in a second, but first of all, we've got Freiburg here with the Deagle in hand. He's going to end up going down. That's a nice shot from Kjærby. Not really wasting any time with that. Forrest inside with the CSET 75. He picks up the first kill, goes for a second. Oh, last click as well. He's got 1 bullet left, and he actually does a lot of damage with it. Kjærby down to 38 health. That's a little bit of a scary round for Forrest there. Now it's a 3-on-3 for the retake here. The bomb is down, and Get Right is already on the truck, but he Exists is going to be going down. Kjærby Tensky with a very nicely lined up shot, and MSL to take down Get Right. So they sort of come out on top there anyway, Dignitas. But a little bit of a scare early on with Forrest going mad, which he's been playing very well lately. But just to follow up on this, so I mean, you talk about hard work and everything else. I think Rubino might be like one of the most unlucky players in that sense, because obviously originally he was in the team with Rain and also with other phase player. Jacob, right? So other really, really good Norwegian players, and they all got sniped off from different organizations or the same organization. And Rubino's super hardworking, super good player, but he was somehow left alone every time, right?
Dude, he's always exactly. He's always been like left alone on the farm team, right?
Yeah.
The farm team is there, and then the big players get picked up, and Rubino's kind of like, guys.
Yeah, but I feel like his role. I mean, I don't think Rubino is to the same level as Rain or Jacob, but he's still a very good player, right? But he's sort of been overshadowed a bit by being on a team with someone like players like that. So it's a bit unfortunate. But it seems like he's found a decent home here, and he obviously speaks Danish as well, so why not?
Yeah, lives in Denmark, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like the workhorse, right? He's not that explosive fragger, that guy who's going to do all the flashy plays and really get people's attention. He's just the kind of guy who puts in the hours. And he has for ages, for years now. So, I mean, it's great to see that he's on Dignitas and that they are, still trying to, fight the good fight, get the results.
It's a whole saying, isn't it? Hard work beats talent. I think someone said that at some point.
Yeah, otherwise you can just coin it. It's all good. I won't hold it to you.
I mean, I think if I take credit, someone will end up finding the actual quote.
I'm sure someone's going to tweet at us as well. Just like, there you go. Or we can walk over to the green room and Thorn will tell us. He's got a crazy memory for quotes.
This is true. Most of them are, not suited for broadcasting. But sure. So there we go. 3 rounds down. A bit of a sketchy one. End up with only 2 people surviving here for Dignitas. But since they're playing on the terror side anyway, I think they're going to be quite excited about having these early rounds in. If you look at the kills coming through, MSL actually top fragging. Config on 0 kills. He should be one of the interesting players here on the Dignitas side. But now NiP have rifles. Not the most firepower on the team right now. No AWP and no single FAMAS there on Pyth, but otherwise things are looking all right for NiP here.
This is still feasible for them. I mean, they've managed to challenge a little bit in mid, so that's going to put Dignitas on notice. They have given up sewers, though, and Dignitas really, they want to take advantage of the lack of nades that NiP have at their disposal. Exist is going to hold up close and pick up 1 kill, but that's not good enough when the rest of Dignitas come crashing onto that B site. So now Dignitas, they just have to decide to apply the pressure straight up, take the fights head on with NiP. They will get the bomb plant, but now it's a 3-on-3 retake.
See what they could do. Still a couple of flashes left on Dignitas here. This is a big round for NiP. They need it early on, otherwise the Danes are going to try and run away with it here. Config up on the box. He's looking for the boost as well. You can see he's ready for it and getting down behind the box. He knows that they're coming out. And now clock ticking quite far. No kit currently picked up on NiP. They need to move faster than this. Wasting just a bit too much time here. freiburg with a good kill. Goes for the spray, but Rubino going to take him down. And they line up, and they're just going to get crossfired in. NiP getting themselves wedged in between the last two players of Dignitas, and that's going to be 4-0 here. And a very, very solid execution, I think, for Dignitas. You see they had the smoke set up, and they executed that B push really early on in the round. Like, normally if you go B, you try and, you know, maybe pick off someone at restrooms, and then you rotate back. It's rare these days now to just go straight outside B and then just execute into the bomb site. So a lot of determination there, and yeah, Exist only able to trade the one kill.
Yeah, that's exactly, and that's just not going to be good enough for a guy in his position holding outside a monster like that. If he can get them to line up, it's that choke point, right? So a lot of the times we can actually see players, they'll just step out and boom, they catch them all lined up, and you manage to at least get like 2 off of that. The fact that Exist only gets the 1 and that his teammate holding the side Pyth with him, you know, doesn't get anything at all actually, really just didn't help for NiP. I think they even tried to go for a run boost, dude. When they were boosting, you know, above the wall, on CT side right, I think that they tried to do the run boost and failed it, you know, to get him out of the smoke quickly onto the side.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, didn't work. Still don't even know if they were actually trying to do it. It looked like they were trying to do it, but still.
I'd be happy if they tried. I mean, but again, run boosts, like just like the triple boosts, they're I don't know, they're such a gamble. I think most teams would find it really hard to do in the best of one game.
Yeah, I think it's like only Simple who actually tries like all the time.
This is the thing that really confuses me. I mean, right now I think the other reason why NiP should do this, I think they are the better team here. So if you're the better team, then no reason to take risks really. But if you're a big underdog team, then maybe you should try and do it. You know, if you're Tyloo, you're playing against, you know, Luminosity. Why not just try and go nuts and see if you can't do crazy triple boost or run boost and maybe upset the situation. We've got couple of pistols upgraded here on NiP, but not much else. Things are looking rough here for the Swedes.
Yeah, they're just it's just rinse and repeat here for Dignitas. They realize that they're having some success getting onto this B site, so they just decide to go for the same exact strategy. Exist, he's only going to spawn out the 1, so he gets picked off. He can't even tell his teammates, hey, bomb on B. But it does seem like NiP, they didn't see anybody mid or long. They're just pushing all the way into T-spawn. It seems like they've got an idea, especially now that the bomb has been planted, obviously. Shouldn't be a difficult situation for them to figure out, obviously. So, I mean, Pyth, he picks off Tensky, but now it's just going to be down to NiP to hold on to the gun on Pyth and see if they can't get some exit frags, because they have been actually, I mean, that's one thing that NiP do kind of have going for them, is that they have been getting some kills. Even with the pistols in their hands, they're still actually managing to make these rounds a little bit expensive for Dignitas. So if they can get a few more kills on the board, Dignitas don't have a massive bank to fall back on.
And it seems like Kjaerbye's weird spray pattern is also sort of transferred onto Tensky, I just noticed. Because Kjaerbye's actually has like a fairly unique way of spraying with the rifles, which is something, I don't know, just it looks really strange. Probably you guys will notice whenever we get the next camera shot of him. Not that we have to chase it down or anything, but he's got like this weird sort of circular thing that does, like he sort of wiggles his crosshair a little bit whenever he's spraying it against someone. I don't know why that is, but I've noticed it every single time.
Huh.
It's
well, that's a detail that I will have to, like, now it's basically like everybody gets onto Kjaerbye and just watches him.
Just look at his POV. It's really weird. I'm not sure I can. It actually used to be a thing in 1.6, but for all the wrong reasons. So I don't know. Yeah, there was a no recoil script that was possible to execute back then, and then people would sort of do that, but obviously not possible here in the same way.
I was hoping that Rubino would get lucky there with the spray through onto short. That would have been sick. Would have done some sick damage to Pyth, but no joy this time. And now Dignitas are electing to change things up. NiP, they were hoping that there was going to be some early action B, because they've got 3 players stacked up there right now. And they've even pushed in to get control of Sewer. So NiP is starting to try and, you know, change up how they're approaching on the CT side now that they actually have some rifles to play with. And in response to this, Dignitas, they just go for a straight default across the map. Spread out, look to see where NiP are getting feisty, and then see if they can't take advantage of that. And for now, it seems like they are going to be getting into Connector fairly soon here. They do actually have control of Connector, so it does look like it will be a B play after all here for Dignitas.
Pyth in a good position here to catch them early on. The flashbang's going to be great, though Exist in a very awkward position, but he sprays, he gets 1, 2, or 3. Pyth going to be helping out with one of them, actually, and Exist looking for a 4th kill for the team, but not going to be happening. Tensky will take him down. That position got way more out of it than it should have. Rubino actually, I think, trying to dodge a flash, but still gets the frag on Forest there. Tensky somehow sneaking up and killing Get Right. A little bit careless there. It's still a good round here for NiP as Rubino is in a 1-on-2 with just 25 seconds left, and he kind of has to go for this bomb site.
That smoke is down, though, so it gives him some options, but unfortunately for him, Freiburg's already holding the angle from CT. Steps out, Freiburg misses the shot, but goes for the repeak, and Rubino not expecting that. Definitely expecting Freiburg to get the info and back off. He was looking for the second man there. That 1-2 combination, which is usually what you see, right? One guy gets the info, peeks out, spots the man. His teammate then tries to play off that info. But this was a sick hold from Exist, and Dignitas are going to be kicking themselves. Pyth basically doing a fantastic job drawing the attention of Dignitas to short. And so that's how it all plays out there. Pyth is on short. He's the one peeking. He's the first guy that Dignitas see. They're like, okay, there's one of the guys defending B. Pyth usually plays that spot. Great. They don't even think to look below them where Exist is lurking.
Well, also, Tensky coming through the tunnel must have been, I mean, he was quite a bit later than the other guys coming in, so that was just a weird round. But plus side for Dignitas is they killed 3 members of NiP that round, so they know their economy is low, even if their own is also not looking too good. You see the 2 Tech-9s there, but still, they know that they're right on the edge. And look how aggressive they're being, just like down on the B bomb side. They execute really early in the rounds here, and Rubino picking up the first frag, taking down Forest. This could be horrendous for NiP. They have to win this round. They can't afford to let it go. With Freiburg almost lining up a great triple spray there, but just going to be the 1 kill for him as Tensky takes down Get Right as well. It's now a 2-on-3. We haven't heard too much from Get Right yet.
No, he has been a bit quiet, and that's just going to... I mean, he's probably going to tilt even harder after that because he had the line, he had the kill, and Tensky hit the perfect timing to flank him. So Rubino barely survives on 10 HP, Config on 18, but they have the triangle, and the first kill goes Tensky's way. Big round coming in from him. Pyth, though, going to step in and try and bring it back. 1v2, but both players, they have solid positions. The peak from Config, he decides to really take that fight, and that leaves it in a position... I mean, this is a horrible situation now for Rubino. He's only got the 10 HP. Pyth, he's got the kid as well, and he's just hoping for Rubino to make the mistake, but Rubino playing it so smart, just goes for the shoulder peek, and he knows that Pyth is just trying to fake him all day here. Eventually peeks and just completely outplays Pyth on every level.
Wow, you wish you'd had a Molotov or a smoke or really any grenade would have worked out in that situation to force some sort of peek from Rubino, so...
Surprising to see from Config, though, to go for the shot, to like go and commit, actually. He doesn't go for like he doesn't, you know, stand up and then duck again instantly. He just stands up and actually tries to take the fight straight up when both of them had such low HP.
Yeah, I agree. That is sort of a minor mistake also, because even if he just ducks and sort of covers himself, he would have bought a lot of time for his team, right?
You can duck there and not be spotted, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking down into the ground, I mean, it takes some balls, but you know, you can just sit there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, regardless, they get the round. Rubino clutches it.
It's true, but you're right. That would have burned a lot of time off of Pyth's clock. You know, at that point, it would have been a bit tricky. We do have the 8th round coming up right now, and it's a 6-1 scoreline, favoring Dignitas on the terrorist side of Overpass. So this is definitely a bit of a surprise. You know, NiP may be a bit cold out the gate here, just a little bit slow to begin with, which, you know, going back to sort of the original NiP lineup with Founder, that used to be one of their weaknesses, is that group stage matches, they just were really, really hard to find, you know.
It's so hard for NiP to deal with these best of ones. Especially because, you know, the last big tournament that they played, that was with Threat on the team, obviously. Pyth not there, so now they have to, you know, get back into the mindset of playing with Pyth again. You know, try and, you know, unlearn the adjustments they made to be able to accommodate for Threat. And now, you know, it's almost like a new game again. They have to come back into it and say, okay, everything that we practiced before the major, now we have to start applying here in this game. And any prac that we did, of course, coming out of the major as well. But it's really just, you know, get up and go time here because Dignitas are sitting on 6 rounds. They're going to get a bomb plant, and now Config, he starts off strong here for Dignitas. Get Right trying to make something happen, but Config with both kills.
Yeah, and a good call coming out of Dignitas. You could tell that they sort of surveyed the map a little bit and figured out probably A is a good place to hit, and they got really close to the bomb site, so no big issues there. Exist with a nice shot there from the CZ, and they've got another 3 players here. Maybe they could do some more damage. Maybe steal a rifle or 2. Config says no. That's going to be the 4th kill of the round for him. Almost getting shot in the back there by Forest, who's been playing decently, and Config with the ace. I mean, it is in an anti-eco round, but still, probably going to boost his confidence a little bit, and does actually, it puts him at 7, so, you know, gets him back in the game. But if you look at the scoreboard somewhere, I mean, it's Freiburg on 9, it's Pyth on 7. I mean, where are Forest and Get Right here? And Exist as well.
Forrest is doing work with pistols. He had that eco round right where he was on the CZ. He got 2 kills. He just got a sick kill there with the P250 going for the shoulder peaks, right? You know, just the jiggle peaks, managing to find a kill. But I mean, he needs to step up with the rifles now. This is his time to shine with that M4. He needs to do some work. So I mean, at least Pyth, he has that AWP. It looks like he'll be the primary opper here in this situation, not Forrest. But yeah, I mean, NiP right now, they just need to kind of shake things up. Sure, it hasn't been a really strong start, but they're not out of it yet. 7 rounds here for Dignitas. If NiP shut Dignitas down now, Dignitas don't have mad cash, so it can be a good situation for NiP.
That peek from Freiburg was almost perfectly timed, but Config is going to kill both players on long. And that's after Get Right originally just did a little bit of jiggle peek and actually headshot Kjaerbye. But M4A4 is not going to be getting a one-shot kill when they have head armor. So now it's 4 versus 2. Python exists left, and Rubino even still waiting outside. It's going to be a pretty good position there, and he actually takes out Exist. Even just spotting that 2 people are there would have been enough. And this is just a free round for Dignitas. NiP, they're getting wrecked right now on this first half, and they can't afford to do that.
They can't afford to lose this op right now. That's the primary concern. I mean, Exist, he got wrecked so hard that last in this round by Rubino, he actually left the server. But 3 kills here for Pyth. I mean, this is still good for NiP in a small way. I mean, again, they're just keeping Dignitas' money low, but they absolutely have to hold on to this op, and let's see if he can actually pull this off here, because the man who's holding right around that angle is Kjaerbye. And if Kjaerbye can come around it, maybe they can get lucky.
So, just to follow up on that point, it's 8 rounds now for Dignitas, except for the second round. Every single round, it's been either 1 or 2 members alive for Dignitas. It's been down to every single time. It's only the second round where they have 3 members alive, and every other round it's either 1 or 2. So that should tell you that, I mean, you can't take it away from the Danes right now. They're just playing a really good game, and NiP seem to be having at least 3 of their members just not showing up for this game here, and that's a problem. But it's still close, you know, still pretty close, even though it's 8-1. So right now they desperately need a round, and they've gone for the tactical timeout, which at this point you got to say, yeah, maybe even, I don't know, it's not too late, but it's a bit sketchy right now.
It's just a hard situation for NiP because they're taking their time out because things are starting to get out of control. I mean, 7-1, 8-1. I mean, I think some teams have a fail-safe where it kicks in, where it's just like if they go 6-0 or 7-0, they just call for the timeout and try and fix things regardless of whether they can buy or not. So it looks like NiP are kind of in a similar situation right now. 8-1, they have an eco staring them down again, so they have to go for the pause and just try and slow things down here. NiP, curious to hear what Threat would have to say about it, you know, what's been actually happening here, because it seems like a lot of the time, NiP just haven't really been able to, you know, trade effectively, get those shots on. Get Right needs to wake up in an individual way, you know, just start, you know, getting some headshots in Forest as well. Like, none of the key heavy hitters here has really woken up, apart from Pyth. Pyth is doing work, 10-1 and 7 for him so far, but he seems to be the only one right now on NiP who's really, you know, who's warmed up apart from Freiburg.
Yeah, a bit of a rough start for the Swedish side here. And I mean, we are gravitating really close to Denmark as well, so maybe there's something going on there. Semmler, just an influence from right across the sea. You can see the bridge from here and everything else. It's
just rough that both of, I mean, it's rough, but it could also be crazy, you know, because both of the Danish teams are in the group. Imagine both of the, in the same group, right? Imagine both of the Danes get out.
That would be interesting,
that would
sure.
Be huge.
It's not impossible, but I wouldn't say it's the most likely outcome.
I mean, we're like a 15-minute drive away from Copenhagen. I mean, got to get the Danish fans in here. And I do believe there are still tickets available as well, guys, in case you're wondering, in case you're in the area.
Yeah, it can't be many. I mean, yeah, you've almost got to be in the area because I think almost all the hotels are sold out. So if you plan to, maybe you go to like an Airbnb or something like that, because it's going to get rough, I think, to find any kind of room here. I think we are just heading back into the game now. It's another 10 seconds to go, and we should be ready for it here. But you see Freiburg doing a lot of talking here, so you know, I think, I mean, I think it's good that that Freiburg is in this game, and he was at the Major 2 doing like, a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Because I think he's also one of those players that sort of emotionally gets a bit sort of self-critical if he's not doing well. I think it's easier for Forest and Get Right to pick themselves up again, which they absolutely need to. Bit of a boost coming out, but not too much is being built on top of that, and Dignitas should be winning this round.
Good. I'm glad that Dignitas stopped in that situation, because they know that with that boost, there's there's 2 guys standing there, but then the man showing himself on short so quickly as well might have given something away. Dignitas eventually do decide to go in after using some nades to soften things up here for NiP. But there was a stack, and that was a dangerous, could have been a bind there for Dignitas. Instead, they just, you know, they actually get the info, they play off of it, they slow things down, and NiP, well, they kind of get railroaded in that round, but it is to be expected. It was an eco round on their part. They didn't really have too much to work with, so they're kind of just hoping to get lucky. One thing, though, is that Dignitas weren't skimping on the nades. They did flash into sewer first, so that boost that was used wasn't really effective, apart from just like, okay, maybe somebody's here. I think he was full flashed. But now rifles. We have actual rifles on the board here at NiP.
And they've taken the timeout, so we know that you know, Threat has had a chance here to make some sort of input. This will be the time for them to really step it up and turn this game around. It has to finish 9-6 here in favor of NiP. They're already really far behind. They're sneaking into sewer, and Tensky's going to open up, get the 1 kill, get the 2nd kill as well on Python. Whatever they were planning, it's now gone horribly wrong here for NiP. And this now, I really wish they'd try for something crazy. They were playing a 3-on-5. They're so far behind. Someone has to push up, and Forrest is going to be the man for the job. Getting a kill on MSL, that's a very good play. But they almost have to make a second one. They almost need to make this 3v3.
Freiburg's the one that's fired up right now, and Forrest and GetRight, we were talking about them being the linchpins here for NiP, so they're the last 3 alive. But they, at the beginning of that round, when Tensky just takes 2 duels and wins it flat out, when NiP, they kind of set up a hard counter as well, holding 2 guys in sewers, waiting for them to walk out of that pipe. And, oh, that's unfortunate. But I mean, you know, NiP just get completely cold cocked, and that's something that could like just completely, I mean, just reset their momentum or their mindset, like just like shatter it, right? So the fact that Forrest is at least showing some fight here, that's got to be good for the NiP fans out there and for the NiP players, because team kill there, Dignitas willing to help out a little bit, and it just completely falls apart here on the A site for NiP. I spoke too soon, Anders.
Forrest all alone, 30 seconds. He's got the bomb at least, but he's also trapped. And it will be Tensky to finish up the round with a quad kill. And yeah, in spite of a team kill. We could give NiP credit. We say lured him into, you know, killing his teammate. Do something like that. You see the...
Hey, they can't even get kills for themselves right now at NiP. Dignitas are doing the work for them. This is brutal.
Look at GetRight sort of, you know, body language here. Just looking a little bit, you know, shaking the hand there. I don't know. Something's not working. Dangerous. It's dangerous to be losing your first game like this.
Yeah, they need to figure it out quick. GetRight is still sitting on 3 kills. That's not good enough. That is really not going to cut it here versus Dignitas, who are really fired up at this point. And you saw it right there. I mean, they knew that NiP were getting ready, and they were looking to counter them after that timeout. And Dignitas still just walked right through, landed all the shots, and got the job done. So they've got to be feeling ecstatic at this point, the Danes. There is going to be perhaps a little confrontation in connector soon, as Tensky is still kind of lurking around here. Freiburg is waiting down there with the UMP as well, so maybe we actually have, you know, a little bit of action here eventually. But in the meantime, NiP, they've set up in mid, still pushed forward as well. GetRight is looking for somebody to get impatient.
Oh, well, Config did lose his patience, and a good follow-up from Freiburg. That actually nets them the bomb as well. Molotov from behind, but he's just a little bit too late. Tensky deciding to just push through that, which is definitely a good idea. And now GetRight on the corner here. We haven't seen much from him yet. Now is a really good time. He actually takes up the position of his fallen teammate, but Tensky's still just pre-aiming that, in fact, just crouching into that angle. And that'll make it a 2-on-3 here. Python exist. They've got to win this. I mean, they're so far behind right now.
This is brutal for him right now. I mean, what can you really do? Python is all the way down on the B side. He has to go for the long route to rotate over to support his mate. And Exist, he's been smoked out of CT already. So that bomb is going to get planted default. Nothing he can do to really stop it apart from just go for the big YOLO play and charge through. But just peeking around on the edge, he gets spotted and Tensky catches him out. Big kill there for Tensky, and that pretty much shuts things down here. Pyth is hoping in a 1v3 he might be able to pull it off, but he gets spotted by the Kjærby lurk. And it's 11 rounds on the board here for Dignitas. T-side on Overpass. NiP are just getting stomped into the ground at this point. And they don't even really have, like this, at least at the beginning before the timeout got called, NiP were getting kills in the rounds. They were making it so it was only like, you know, 2 guys surviving for Dignitas, so Dignitas never got much of a bank to work with. Now Dignitas in the last couple of rounds here of this half, they can full buy. They don't have to worry about ecoing anytime soon. They have the money now, so it doesn't even get any easier here for NiP. It's not like you win 1 round and then you get an eco and then you can really start to get the ball rolling for yourself, get those last 3. It's just not going to be easy at all.
Well, it's going to be a fight down in sewer, and Exist will open up. Pyth with the follow-up there, and that's the kind of opening they need. NiP, they've been desperately seeking this. Now they're on a 5-on-3. If they can't win this, then I'm not sure what to really say. They should be able to. Freiburg with a really aggressive push-up as well. And going to be taking down MSL and Config, both going for the 3rd spray. It's Freiburg with another headshot, and Kjærby going to be going down. So finally, NiP make it work. They do it flawlessly, even if it's very, very late in the game. And I mean, they tried for the same aggressive push in sewers that they did last time, and this time they just won that fight. It's hard to even, you know, take anything away from that. Just be like, it could have worked earlier in the game, but it didn't. So, you know, this time it did.
Sometimes it's that simple. Sometimes you're just not landing the shots. You make the correct call, you're just not landing the shots. This time around, however, they actually traded correctly. Exist took point, but then Pyth was there to back him. Dignitas trying to get that trade kill the way that they're supposed to. It's exactly how it's supposed to go. Exist, however, he's caught completely out in the middle of nowhere. Easy headshot there for Config to start things off, and Dignitas, they just get to press it forward onto the site. Although GetRight and Pyth are here, GetRight will trade 1 for 1. Pyth might be able to catch somebody out, and he will get the first, but not the second. Kjærby's there to shut him down. And now once again, Dignitas have the man advantage with the bomb planted.
Wow, this is horrible for NiP. I mean, they just go out of a flawless round, and now they just get caught off guard by the speed of Dignitas, which they have been for a number of rounds. They've executed really, really quickly, and NiP just don't see it coming. Those flashes that go into Exist, they're so good that he doesn't stand a chance at all. Friberg trying to push through, but he runs right into MSL's AK, and that's going to be the follow-up kill as well. Rubino there getting fired up. As well he should be. 12-2 right now.
Yeah, exactly, man. You just keep this pace going. It's almost like watching what Luminosity did to Tyloo this morning, man. Just no respect coming up from Dignitas. They keep charging at him. They like, we're winning all the duels right now. Why should we change? You guys need to teach us to stop. You need to actually step up and start winning these duels hands down and just taking control of these rounds. You're not doing that, so we're just going to keep playing our game here. And our game, it's fast, and it's just so difficult for NiP to deal with, clearly, because NiP, 15th round, they have to force up with the rifles, hardly any nades to speak of, and Forrest really trying to force things here in Connector, but it's just not going to work. Tensky is there to take him out, and Friberg losing the duel versus MSL at top mid.
Jesus. 3-on-5 right now. We're coming out of the major and how Threat was playing on this team and how everything was looking. You thought, all right, now they're on home soil, they got Pyth back. They've got at least a little bit of time to play with him as well. I mean, shouldn't be completely unknown. Great follow-up here. Exist getting up a double kill and Pyth also with a shot. So now at least we're back into a 2-on-2, but you'd expect NiP to come out stronger here than even in the major, and that's not happening right now. Get Right with a bit of a battle here, but he goes down to Kyebu again. Get Right and Forrest, who are the two main engines of the team. However you put it, they have to be the two main engines. They're just not functioning at all right now.
Yeah, it's kind of unreal to watch Get Right not hit a spray. He used to be the spray king. Spray from like halfway across the map and hit every bullet. So brutal to see him lose a straight up duel like that. And now, I mean, Pyth has given away his position. He knows where at least one player is coming from, on long, holding close, clever angle from Config. Just out in the open, plain as day, and Pyth doesn't think that anybody's going to be holding that close. He thinks that he's holding around the corner trying to play for the bomb.
Dear God.
So, yeah, this is just murderous, man. 13-2. Dignitas, they are just not messing around.
Do you know dash, dot, dash, and 3 dots is Morse code for tits?
What?
I don't know if I mean, NiP need different Morse code right now, but this is gone horribly wrong. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
How long have we cast together? I think it's like, out of 2 years, that's probably one of the most random things you told me.
I've been in a strange place lately. Just sinus infection, and I've messed up my sleep pattern. I've been Googling weird things.
Yeah.
Can't really help myself. It's been,
this is like just learning Morse code now too. Could be useful one day.
If I ever get stranded on an island, fly by plane's gonna be wondering what is going on that island.
Do you want to spell out help? No, Morse code. That's the way.
I did read an article recently. Someone actually got rescued from some remote island.
I did too.
And they had like leaves and they actually spelled help. I thought that was a pure fiction.
Exactly. You don't think that happens in a movie.
I didn't even think there were any like remote islands that you could actually get sort of like stranded. I thought that'd be impossible by now. Don't they have cell phones? What is this?
I know, right? 2016. Come on, boys.
13-2, and we are heading into the second half here where Dignitas are just outright schooling NiP, which is weird to be saying, because again, we had pretty high expectations and maybe too high expectations coming into this game. The Danes, on the other hand, who are pretty close to home down here in Malmö, looking strong early on, and not being too frightened by the NiP push, but actually that's Exist landing that shot on MSL, and Config now in a lot of trouble, but he gets 2 clean headshots. And no trouble at all, it seems.
He just completely turns it around for himself. Now the 3 remaining players here for NiP. A lot of this is going to come off of Get Right. He's pushed out, cleared out, why did I want to say sewers? Restrooms, rather. So he actually manages to get close to A site, but then he gets spotted out. So just showing himself. A minute left on this clock means the Dignitas can't over-rotate. They don't know if that's... I mean, they only saw the one guy, so they don't know where the bomb is yet, so they can't actually try and make a play for a site. They just need to kind of lock things down, and what they're trying to do is go for a bit of a catch-all approach, have 2 players on each site ready and waiting for when NiP trying to make the play and come in. No kit picked up here for Dignitas either, so this is straight up, they just need to deny this bomb plant to have the time. Oh, and NiP trying to pull a fast one. This is sick.
Is he going to be working on up Pyth with a really good jumping shot there? Kjaerbye taking down Get Right, but now it is a 2-on-2. The bomb is down, and Forrest, if he stays hidden in this corner, as long as he doesn't allow them to get back towards the bomb, because then he has to run back and try and stop them from defusing. Gonna go for the early fight here and taking down Tensky. Now it's a one-on-one Kjaerbye walking into it, looking for the shot. Forrest just has to buy time and not let him cross, but Kjaerbye with the instant headshot there, triple kill for him, and plenty of time for the defuse, and that will be the round, and probably, you have to assume at this point, the game for Dignitas. I mean, what could NiP possibly do to bring this back? It would be, I think, sort of almost a legendary comeback if they can make this work.
A legendary comeback of old, yeah. There was a time when you could never count NiP out of a map, like Fnatic level, where it didn't matter the score, NiP could still win, they could still run it back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time since those days. And well, NiP, they know, I mean, 214, they are going to go for the force buy. Luckily, they get the bomb plant, so they actually have enough for, you know, Tech 9, nades, a reasonable force, but still, it's a long way from home. And Dignitas, they have to know that it's going to be an act of desperation coming out here from NiP. The flash goes in, but they are in position to deal with this. MSL holds down Mouse1, but he gets over one, and it's just going to be Get Right. Still, look at this damage. Config with the triple spray.
Such a good start, I mean, for NiP. Really good grenades, really good flashbangs coming through. They make it in there, but Config just putting an end to it. Kjaerbye with the one there, and still bullets left to get the second kill. Forrest going to be going down. And that will be match and map point here for Team Dignitas, who have got to be feeling great right now. Config's got 22 kills.
And that's like, he actually started off where like going into the 5th round, he still had 0 kills.
Yeah.
He just like came alive, just completely took over.
He had that ace, and then he's like, all right,
time to go.
It's going to be that kind of game. Well, might as well just keep going. Whereas Get Right with 6, Exist with 8, 9 on Forest there. Freiburg and Pi still 13, 14, so they're doing a bit more on this team right now, but what a rough way to get started if you're NiP.
Yeah, this is incredibly one-sided. And just totally, it's tough to say. Nice little smoke, actually. Going to go in there and block off Monster. That's some neat work coming in from Dignitas. But Dignitas, again, they have all the advantages here. Rifles, decent nade count. NiP, they managed to actually squeeze out a couple of rifles here to work with, but still, 3 players on pistols, so we'll see what they can achieve here. Minute and a half left on this clock, and Dignitas, they show themselves in mid. That's all they have to do. Now NiP have to be a little bit worried about somebody holding up close.
A couple of shots raining through, and you're right, they have to check all the corners, have to spend some time doing that. Can't really spend too many grenades because they don't really have any. MSL going for a bit of a crouching fight there, but the Galil on Get Right going to be winning out. Config with the strong follow-up, and that's obviously going to be a bit annoying. And I think, was he shooting through the wall then? I'm not sure, because looked like he was far in B. Either way, it's still a 4-on-4.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if Freiburg is going to head back down here into connector. Yeah, he will go and pick up that Galil, or he should. But I guess they figured they don't actually need it. Tech 9s, maybe if they can actually get within range. I mean, they can still be a bit more lethal than the Galil. Galil would be better if you're looking for that long-range fight on long. But Rubino's going to spot the nades coming through. He sees 2 of them. That should be more than enough information here to deal with the push that's coming through. He will be ready, and he shuts down Pyth.
Yeah, and just transfer the spray immediately onto Freiburg. He was a bit low on, so a bit slow on that one. Freiburg with a double Molotov kill. Rubino and Tensky both going to be going down. That'll be a nice way to win this round from beyond the grave as well. As Exist trying to push up here, 20 seconds. He goes for the spray, but he's not going to win it. It will be Config, and fitting it is 16-2 in favor of Team Dignitas as they take out NiP in the first game of the day for themselves. 24-1 and 13 on Config, and the almost entirely Danish team here going to be feeling pretty good about themselves.
Like, that last round just summed up this map perfectly. That 1v1 clutch, like, how next level was that from Config? Shoots behind Optimus. Exist has to think about it, but then before the smoke clears, he doesn't just stand in front of CT like on the other side of Optimus. No, he gets up on the box. So Exist even has to adjust his aim upwards to be able to take that fight once the smoke clears. Config just completely outplayed Exist. Holy hell.
You see Forrest even, I mean, Forrest are looking like too upset. You see Freiburg's definitely, mad that they didn't do more, which I understand. I mean, but you can see Forrest almost a bit like, I don't even know, like this wasn't our time,
Well, it's like, what, you waited all day. I mean, maybe you probably slept late if you're NiP, right? Get as many hours in as you can, but then you come here to the venue, you're getting warmed up, you're watching everything, you put your whole day into this one best of one, and you get completely smashed. Like, not even a match, just rolled over by a team that you should be able to play close. So
you even got a map that you probably felt pretty good on,
right?
As the analysts were pointing out, that probably should have been a decent map for NiP. I don't know what to say.
It's hard to say. That's just one of those matches where it's just like, okay.
Well, we do have a bit of an interview with MSL and Smick, so let's hear what Team Dignitas themselves have to say about what was an incredible win here.